I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the brother Shabai from the GMS Denver camp, and I'm going to do this quick impromptu video in the 20th chapter of Genesis. I'm just going to break it down without further ado. At the top it says, Genesis 20:1, and Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. But the Most High, and this is just shows you how the Most High, he protects his elect, okay? All right? Because Abraham said that because he was afraid that if he said, that this was his wife, that they would have put him to death, okay? So it says, but the Most High, Yahweh, came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. Okay, so that was the Most High Yahweh, coming into a dream and letting Abimelech know, like, yo, you doing something wrong right here. You are violating this man's woman, his wife. It says, but Abimelech had not come near her, and he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, She is my sister. And she even herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. Okay? So he's trying to, so you can see how in this situation, how even though Abimelech, he might have been trying to keep his integrity by not violating Abraham, by taking Sarah. But the Most High still had put him in that position, you see. And he also pretty much terrorized him in the dream, So let's keep reading. And the Most High said unto him in a dream, Yeah, I know that thou didst this, the integrity of thy heart, which is the heart is the mind. For I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. So he, in a sense, he did have mercy on Abimelech because he came to him in that dream and letting him know, look, this woman is off limits. She's, you're going to violate if you come at her in a certain way, right? It says, now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet. You see, and the Lord takes care of his servants, the prophets. And Abraham was a prophet, right? And he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou, and all that are thine. So the prophets are the men of Yahweh. Like the elder apostle Tahar and Gabar both have went in on how the prophet is God's man, right? We're the men. We're his men. He's got our back. And when these other people come in violation, in different ways against his prophets, against his servants, you're committing a chief offense, a chief violation against the Most High. All right, when you start to mess with his prophets, okay, as it is written in the scriptures, if you offend thy little ones, it'll be more tolerable for you to throw a great millstone around your neck and jump into the sea, right? Roughly paraphrasing. So let's keep reading. It says, Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called his servants and told all these things in their ears, and the men were sore afraid. Okay, so they had some type of integrity because they became afraid when they realized that Sarah was indeed Abraham's wife. Okay, then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. Okay? And so, you know how they say, oh, well, you can't be lying. You shouldn't lie. Well, this was, it was an occasion where Abraham, he lied, right? He said that was his sister, that Sarah was his sister, but it was to keep them alive, because he was afraid that Abimelech and his men would have killed him and taken Sarah to be their wife, to be their woman. So, he was using wisdom to protect himself and his wife, Sarah. It says, and Abimelech said unto Abraham, what sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, because I thought, surely the fear of the Most High is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake, right? So he's telling him, like, yo, I didn't know, man. I thought y'all were just going to kill me to take Sarah, you see? Because you don't know people. You can't trust people, Abraham was in that spirit of like, yo, he even told Sarah, like, look, I'm going to say you're my sister. You need to tell them I'm your brother. Which, when you get technical, they were brother and sister through their, they had the same father, but they did not have the same mother when you go into the scripture. It says, and yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And it came to pass, and again, because there is a law that you're not to, you're not supposed to marry your sister, but it is also, this was before the law was documented by Moses, right? So, and then, by the way, the Most High, he can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he deems necessary. So people will sit there and question, oh, well, Abraham married his sister, where they have the same father but different mothers. But the thing is the Most High can do whatever he wants. The clay can't question the potter. So you always got to remember that. It says, and it came to pass when the Most High caused me to wander from my father's house, and that I said unto her, this is thy kindness which thou shalt show unto me at every place whither we shall come. Say of me, he is my brother. All right. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes, unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto the Most High, and the Most High Yahawah healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For Yahawah had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. You see that? So the Most High, he's powerful, man. He can close up all the wombs in a whole group of people just on the fact of one offense to his prophets. You offend his prophets, and the Most High, he'll take care of you. Meaning he's going to have his prophets back, his servants. If you come at an offense into his servants, his prophets, it don't matter who you are. You understand the Most High is dealing with his servants, his prophets, first and foremost. Okay? So, I just want to do a quick impromptu lesson. Lord's will, I'm going to do another lesson tonight. I have some things I got to take care of, but I hope this lesson was edifying, and I know it was unto the elect. It was edifying. So with that, I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Makakodash.